Make sure all parts of your breast pump are thoroughly cleaned and sterilized before use. Find a quiet, comfortable place to sit. Position the breast shield properly on your breast and begin with a low suction setting to help stimulate letdown.
All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Case number JVB 1013, case of the Jacksons.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Jackson.
Yes.
You brought this case before the court.
I did.
Okay, what's going on?
So James and I split about a couple of years ago, and it's been pretty good. We've been splitting costs for our girl, but her last birthday was, she was 8 years old, and we had a great party. I planned it. It's been a lot of time, and it was about $1,500.
How, 8 years old?
Yes. Well, okay, she really likes, you know, ice skating, so we rented out the ice skating rink, and then Tara Lipinski came and did a little routine for the girls. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, it did cost something, and James just refused to pay it.
Miss Jackson steps forward to present her case. She explains that she and James ended their relationship a few years ago, but have continued sharing custody and financial responsibilities for their daughter. Now, she says, there's a problem. James has refused to help pay for their daughter's $1,500 birthday party. The judge raises an eyebrow and questions the extravagant cost, asking, whose idea was it to throw such an expensive party? Why it works? This scene sets the tone. The audience is pulled into the core conflict, and the mention of a lavish birthday party immediately builds curiosity about how the judge will respond.
Yes.
Whose idea was it? Wait. How much was the birthday party?
$1,500.
Whose idea was it to have that expensive birthday party?
Well, Tierney brought up the whole inspiration for it. So I just kind of, you know, looked at what past birthday parties we had gone to, kind of the expectation was set at a certain level, and yeah, so I did ask James for certain input, and he did not give that, so I just took that as I have to parent up. So
So you want him to pay child support now?
Yes, I think this is kind of setting it's changing up the dynamics a little bit, that he wouldn't even pay for a little bit of her birthday party. So she's getting into ballet. There's recitals coming up. There are other things coming up, and I'm just nervous that she's gonna see that imbalance in our relationship, and it's gonna cost something.
But you're creating the imbalance. $1,500 for an 8-year-old birthday party?
That doesn't...
Miss Jackson defends the $1,500 celebration, saying she was inspired by events like those thrown by Tara Linsky and other high-end parties their daughter has attended. She admits James didn't participate in the planning or budgeting, so she made all the decisions herself. Her concern, she adds, is broader. She's worried about future costs like ballet classes and the imbalance in co-parenting responsibility. But the judge cuts in, calling the birthday party ridiculous, and questions whether Miss Jackson's expectations are realistic. Why it works. This segment dives deeper into the emotional and financial stakes. It shows Miss Jackson's mindset while also revealing the judge's skepticism.
Bad when you say it out of the context, but that's normal.
No, within the context, that is ridiculous.
That is normal.
No, it's not normal.
Susie had a birthday party that cost $2,000, so
you're trying to keep up with Susie?
Well, I didn't do $2,000. I could have done $2,000, and I think I kept it at a reasonable cost.
Wait a minute. Pause. Can you speak some reason to me?
I would love to try, Your Honor. I am more than happy to help our daughter celebrate and live her life, but there comes a point where it's just, you know, it's frivolous, it's opulent.
I agree.
You know, I would have been fine going halfway down the middle of just like paying to have some kids to the skating rink, but we did not need Tara Lipinski there. I thought that you were joking when you said that, which is why I didn't respond.
I do not joke, and you know how...
Excuse me. Last time I checked, I was the judge. So I would like for the two of you to address me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry.
You're welcome. You did not need Tara there.
Tierney really wanted her, though.
Yeah, but Tierney is not paying $1,500, is she? No, and it's absolutely ridiculous that you have the expectation of him to pay that when it was your idea. That is ridiculous. And you came to court today to ask me to do what exactly?
I just want in the future to make sure that there is a balance in our relationship.
I'm going to ask you again. What is it that you came to court to ask me to do?
I would like him to pay child support.
Well, I would like for you to not spend $1,500 on a birthday party. The 9-year-old, when she turns 9, no $1,500. When she turns 10,
Thank you.
no $1,500. I mean, that is absurd. And then you want him to pay you child support because he did not want to go in with you with this ridiculous amount of money you spend on a birthday party. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'm not going to have him pay child support based on that, and you guys have been sharing custody. So I'm assuming when the child is with you, you cover the expenses for the child, right?
And it's usually really amicable. It usually works really well, but...
James takes the floor, calm but firm. He says he's more than willing to support his daughter, but calls the birthday party unnecessary and over the top. A simpler party would have been fine, he says. And Tara Linsky, that wasn't needed. The judge agrees. She rules that the $1,500 party was excessive and refuses to order James to contribute. Miss Jackson tries to justify the cost, but the judge shuts her down, stating that such spending is her personal choice, not James's financial obligation. Why it works? This is the turning point. James presents a logical, grounded argument, and the judge backs him. The tension peaks as Miss
Sounds like she probably put herself in the hole with that $1,500 birthday party and is trying to recoup some of the money from it because you were trying to keep up with Susie paying $2,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not going to do it. And I cannot believe you actually filed this in court and asked me to do it for those grounds. Yeah.
I see that there's no weird issue with this thing. Okay.
Well, it's just, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to step in and help our daughter pursue her interests. If she wants to do ballet, sure.
Ballet makes sense. Ballet is an activity.
Right.
If she chooses to do ballet in school, I mean, it's an educational activity as well. But I am not going to order anybody pay child support based on a $1,500 birthday party. And you guys share custody. Who